Good day, gentlemen. Gavin, nice to see you.
Excitement is building in Paris, Ontario in the lead up to the annual Paris to Ancaster bicycle race, and by 9 a.m. many of the riders had arrived and were already out warming up. Buses were spewing load after load of riders out into the cool air and off to find their bikes, which had travelled by a convoy of trucks from Ancaster. Of course, safety is a big part of the game today, and the men and women in blue were out in full force to keep the bikes and the cars separated. We're here with Derek from Team Purple. Derek, tell us about Team Purple. What's it all about?
Team Purple is a charity organization that we put together a group of friends to really raise funds for some select charities.
And so where are you guys based? Where are you from?
Most of us are out of Waterloo. We do have groups of friends that are in Toronto and Windsor, so spread all over Southern Ontario, really.
Okay, we have Bill here from the Little Belgium Bike Gang. Tell us about this team. What's it all about, Bill?
Just a bunch of guys who like to bike together, and a few of us had Belgian last names, so we came up with the name and then went out and sought out some local sponsors, and here we are. We've been doing Paris Ancaster now for, I think this is my 10th year. Some guys have done it 4 or 5, and now we've got guys who are just their first time today. So we come down the night before and enjoy the local festivities, and then we race.
So I see you guys are sponsored by a brewery. Does that help you power along for the race?
It's definitely how we like to carbo load before races, for sure.
So here we are, Paris to Ancaster, the 18th version. How many times have you done this race?
First year. First time.
This is your first time?
Yeah.
Very good. And what kind of time you plan to do it in today?
I'm hoping for 2:45.
Wow, 2:45. That's a very decent time.
Is it?
Yeah, that's good. You know, you're going to be covered in mud by the time you get to the end.
I didn't realize that.
I see you're wrapped up very well. You're going to stay warm?
6 layers. Heat's the #1 goal today.
Absolutely. So you got 6 layers on today?
6 layers. I'm ready to survive.
Isn't that going to weigh you down a little bit when it gets wet?
I'll be comfortable.
You'll be warm. That's the main thing. Well, listen, you have fun out there, and we'll see you at the finish line.
I hope so. Thank you.
We have the Wild Rock team here. And where's the Wild Rock team from?
We're from Peterborough.
All the way from Peterborough. I hope you brought a lot of nice warm clothing with you today.
Well, you'll notice I don't have the shins covered, but the rest of it's almost warm.
So what are you looking at to do time-wise today?
This is all three of us. This is our first time doing this, so we're just looking to have a really good time.
We have Karen Martin here. We spoke to Karen earlier in the year when she was preparing for the race, and here we are, race day. She's ready to go. How's it going?
It's good. It's a little chilly, but I'm excited to get going and warm up a little bit.
So I hope you're all wrapped up and got a lot of nice warm clothing on.
I've got about 3 layers on, and I've got mitt warmers, and we'll discard them along the way if we need to, but we're starting out warm, so that's good.
So are you with anyone today?
I'm with my friend Noah and Lance, and we've done a little warm-up ride, so we're raring to go.
Well, listen, you have fun out there, and we will see you at the finish line. Race time's only minutes away, and the front line is forming up with some formidable names in the lineup. Current P2A champion Mike Garrigan is in good form. We have several 2-time former winners such as Michael Simonson and Peter Morse. Other former P2A winners include Nathan Chown and Matthias Smith, and of course P2A Grand Champion, 3-time former winner and holder of the 2 top fastest times for the race, former Canadian Olympian Seamus McGrath. Other strong contenders include Adam Meyerson from the US and host of Ontario strongmen such as Eric Box, Peter Moog and Jared Stafford. On the women's side, PDA Women's two-time winner Sue Palmer-Comer is looking very strong. As you can see from the list of former winners, there's many well-known athletes from both the road and mountain bike racing discipline that have taken part in this race. And they're off. The 18th edition of the Paris to Ancaster bicycle race is now on its way.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
The weather forecast for today's race is all over the ice, with windy cold conditions and the possibility of rain or snow. Wave 3 is now off. Meanwhile, Wave 1 and 2 riders are battling it out on the first kilometers of the Grand River Rail Trail. Now that's all the riders off from Paris in 3 waves. A smaller wave will depart from St. George on the 35-kilometer version after 11 a.m. The games have begun early with Matthias Smith testing the group, but they are not biting. More riders testing early, but again no response from the main group, letting the 2 riders sneak off the front. Rocky climb from the first rail trail has caused a small split, and it looks like Mike Garrigan is taking advantage. Garrigan has now caught the breakaways, and Peter Moog of NovaFit Cycling Solutions and Garrigan seem to be testing each other before entering the first of the tough off-road sections. In the main group, Adam Meyerson of Team Mountain Khaki from the US and Ontario's Jared Stafford of Norco Factory Team are leading the charge into the first off-road section. Back at the Grand River Rail Trail, riders are still battling it out. I had a chance to chat with Adam Meyerson about the race, and here's what he had to say.
Such a unique race. I think for someone like me who's a pro on the road and for cyclocross, it couldn't be more perfect. To be able to come and do a point-to-point off-road race like this with just the transitions, the way we were in the woods and there'd be a selection in the woods similar to a cyclocross race or mountain bike race, and then we come out onto the pavement and be swapping off like it was a road race again. It's just all the fun things about bike racing all kind of rolled up into one event. It was great.
Mike Garrigan has made it to the Highway 24 crossing alone, having managed a small split from Peter Moog, who's still chasing hard. Jared Stafford is also in the hunt, with Adam Meyerson about 20 seconds behind him. Back at the Highway 24 crossing, traffic is backed up, but I'm sure the car drivers have been thoroughly entertained by the long line of embattled riders. Race leader Mike Garrigan is setting a brutal pace, and at this rate he'll finish well under the 2-hour mark. He's already gained a gap of over a minute from the nearest chasers, Eric Box, Jared Stafford and Peter Moog. It looks like Adam Meyerson has suffered an unfortunate puncture and has had to rejoin another chase group. Still a solid pack of riders chasing hard, but they're having trouble closing the gap to the breakaway riders. We now have riders spread out across 30 kilometers of course, with Mike Garrigan leading the way with an incredible solo effort. We still have some serious technical challenges ahead, but they shouldn't pose too much difficulty for our race leader, who's a mountain bike and cyclocross specialist. Much parachute is always a challenge, and today's no different, with riders flying in all directions, but most opting to run it. Mike Garrigan's looking strong in the last climb up Martin Road, and he's got almost 2 minutes on his nearest rival. Mike, long solo pull today.
Yeah. It wasn't really, I didn't plan on doing that. Thanks. But there was an effort on the start, and it kind of broke things up, and that's just the way it went, so I rolled with it. And especially with the tailwind, I decided, okay, I'm just going to keep going.
Well, you passed us halfway through the race. You were going strong. You must have felt really good today.
I felt great, yeah, until about 10K to go. I started cramping, and then, but whatever, I got through it, yeah.
You would never know coming out that last hill there. You were strong.
Well, I was putting on a brave face there, but yeah, I went over the bars pretty good on the second mud chute, and then I thought, oh man, this is it. That mud chute gets the best of me every year. Every year that mud chute, over the bars, flat, whatever. It's just such a good time.
Well, great show today, Mike. Second year in a row. Well done.
Yeah, right on. Thank you.
Meanwhile, back at the Martin Road climb, riders are digging deep to find every last drop of energy that's left to get to the finish line at the top, while the enthusiastic crowds cheer them on.
Garrigan made a great move, and it was, I was surprised no one went with him, because a couple, Box and a couple other guys were looking at each other when he went, and I knew I didn't have the legs to go, so I was just kind of watching, and then yeah, you could see, and once he was gone, you knew he wasn't coming back.
It was a fast race. It split up pretty much right away, and the rest of the race after about 5K was just full on all the way, chasing groups, trying to hang on to groups. It was good. Yeah, first time racing out there, so I had no idea what to expect really. It's hard in terms of dynamics and how it's going to go down, but it was fun. It was fun.
Conditions were good. Rail trail was pretty solid. Muddy forest was not bad. Surprisingly, the spot where they start the Harrisburg to Ancaster through the muddy, well, not muddy, but through this really soft field was the most difficult part of the race. It was about 1.5 kilometers, and guys were just falling apart on it. You'd sink 3 inches into like a soft grass and not be able to move anywhere. You're using your top gear, about 12 kilometers an hour. Felt like you're on a 27% grade.
After another great day of racing at the Paris to Ancaster, Mike Garrigan takes the win in 1 hour, 44 minutes and 46 seconds. And Sue Palmer-Comer of PK Express wins her third Paris to Ancaster, taking the women's title in 2 hours and 22 seconds.